Hey guys, Jim the Game Guru. Today's video, I'm going to go over some Zen games. So video games can be really exciting. There's the violence, the killing, and the heartbeat, the heart-throbbing action when trying to overcome challenges and bosses. Sometimes we need a good break from all that crazy action. Sometimes it's really fun to enjoy a game with a good drink, play for a couple hours in pure Zen, and then later curl up like a little baby and go to sleep. I am going to cover 16 Switch games in this video that I feel fit that Zen mode, that pure relaxation. Alright, so let's start off with game number 1, Stardew Valley. In this game, you take a break from the city life and move to a farm. A laid-back place where you build your farm, develop relationships with people to find romance. You learn to farm in different seasons and take part in various activities such as festivals. The pixel art in this game is perfect. I also love the fact that you can venture into caves and fight enemies in a Zelda style to earn materials. The developers of this game have been supporting this game for a long time with a lot of free updates. This game is a fun time that offers a lot of gameplay at a cheap price. Great indie title, the Stardew Valley. Yokus Island Express. I absolutely love this game. Yokus Island Express is a Metroidvania game with pinball action fused together. The art in this game is absolutely fantastic and there's a lot of charm. There's very little difficulty to the game, and the gameplay is more about exploring the island and figuring out how to get from one point to another. There's nothing more relaxing than pinball, and this game gives you that pinball experience inside an adventure. Alto's Collection. Alto Collection includes 2 games that are endless runners, and let's be honest, endless runners is probably the worst game genre available with games. Most games in this genre are absolutely complete total garbage, but Alto is one of the exceptions. There is great but simple art in this game, and you have objectives to achieve as you make your way through the runs. You can unlock several items and characters along the way. There is also a Zen mode to the game that allows you to make one giant run without fear of crashing. The Zen mode is simply nothing but continuous skiing. Lode Runner Legacy. Lode Runner is a game that has been around for ages, all the way back from the days when I was a kid playing on the Atari systems. It's a puzzle-based game where you need to figure out how to make your way around the room to gather coins. You continuously play the levels until you get to the point that you know how to get the coins quickly in record time while picking up bonus points. You can go from room to room until you have finished every single room with the highest possible score. There is a newer style Lode Runner adventure game with 2.5D graphics and the classic mode where you take on levels from the old Lode Runner games. Both game styles are included in Lode Runner Legacy. My Time at Portia. Just like Stardew Valley, this game has your protagonist venturing to a town where they must begin a new life. It's an adventure where you build your own farm and craft multiple items as tools or decoration for your house. You choose how you want to live your life. You can take part in meeting people for romance, or mining, or just running quests. The game has separate sections where you mine in the ruins and a full town to explore. There are enemies scattered throughout the land that you can be killed for materials. The Switch version does suffer from slight performance issues, but it's still playable. I find this game to be rather enjoyable, stress-free time, even though I am not a big fan of the character models in the game. Animal Crossing New Horizon. Now this is the most popular of all the Zen games. You can't get any more relaxing than being on your very own island that you build from the ground up. This game is all about socializing and experiencing the fun of decorating your own island. Later in the game, you can also terraform your island exactly the way you want it. There isn't much challenge in the game when it comes to overcoming obstacles like the other games, and there are no monsters or enemies to defeat. It's all about relaxation on an island where you can invite friends to hang out and collect things together. Shinsekai Into the Depths. This is one game that no one really talks about, and it's actually quite a shame. I really enjoy this game, and it's a great underwater adventure. This game is about being a diver in the water that has to go down as far as they can to avoid the deep freeze in a strange world. The world is almost apocalyptic with no real explanation of what was there before. The movement and sound in this game really sell the underwater experience. The graphics are not the most mesmerizing, but they do fit well in what is being sold here. I definitely recommend Shinsekai, especially if it ever hits a deep sale. See what I did there? Deep underwater sale. Anyway, next, Lines XL. Alright, here's a puzzle game that can be found on mobile as well. And yes, it is a mobile type of game, but wait, before you start booing, let me just say the game has an amazing price of only a couple of dollars. And the puzzles in this game are actually quite fun. There are around 500 puzzles, and every time I complete a puzzle, I always find myself going to the next puzzle without being able to stop. The music is also quite relaxing. It makes me super chill. Unraveled 2. Unraveled 2 is one of those games that you must play. It's actually an EA game that is not overpriced on the Switch. I know, right? What is EA smoking? They never do that with any of their games. This game is one of the best co-op experiences on the Switch. It's all about trying to get your yarn characters from one area to another while trying to solve puzzles using interesting swing mechanics. I love the mechanics, and this game is an absolute blast to play. It was an absolute blast to play with my daughter. The puzzles can be challenging at sometimes. There's also a great heartwarming message to be had once you finally get around to beating this game. Inferno 2. So why in the hell is there a shooter on this list? That doesn't sound very zen-like. Yes, this is a shooter, but it's one of the most relaxing shooters you will ever play. It's kind of like Geometry Wars without all the stress of trying to get some insane scores just to get a higher ranking. This game is all about completing rooms while facing bosses every now and then. The enemies are usually neon shapes, and the music has this killer drum and bass sound that adds to the chill factor. There's also co-op in this game if you ever decide to take a friend along for the ride. The Touryst. So what do you get when you take the blocky Minecraft look, add some shaders, and land on some islands? Well, you get The Touryst. This game had a ton of hype when it first came out, but now no one really talks about it. And it's a shame because it's actually a really nice, relaxing adventure. You have to make your way from island to island completing temples. Most of the challenge in this game is trying to figure out all the solutions to the side quests which allow you to access certain parts of the islands. I love the graphics and the game is super cute. There is a whole lot of charm to be found in this one. Cities Skylines. Okay, all I have to say is wow on this one. This game is by far one of my favorite relaxing games to play. It's so damn fun just chilling and building your own city. I play this game without disasters enabled so that I can just enjoy the fun of building a city. There are so many complexities with this game when it comes to the pieces that you use to build your city, all the way from pollution, electricity, commerce, safety, noise pollution, transportation, and the list just goes on. The Switch version does not look as good as the other versions on other platforms, but it still plays well. Then there are just times where I get lost in this game. Minecraft. Well, nothing much to say about this one. How can you get more relaxing than being able to build your own world in Minecraft, especially in creative mode, which gives you all the tools you ever need at a press of the button. You are only limited by your imagination in this game. The only way you could possibly have high anxiety in this game is if you, I don't know, possibly play the game on hard mode in survival and maybe dig above lava only to fall in and lose all the shit you've been mining for in the last few hours. But that has never happened to me. Nah. Nino Kuni. Alright, in Nino Kuni, you are a protagonist that is trying to bring back your mother. There is a white witch that is set out to destroy you. During your adventure, you will pick up creatures known as familiars. These familiars can have abilities and use equipment. They kind of remind me of Pokemon. There are a lot of battles, but I never felt like I was ever stressed in this game. This game is such a wonderful, colorful adventure with anime-style graphics. It's a hell of a ride, and you will feel like you are in a story and not in a game while you work your way through the entire adventure. Child of Light. Speaking of stories, here's another game that is a colorful adventure. In this game, you have to try to save the protagonist and bring them back to the real world. The best way to describe the visuals in this game is a watercolor adventure. The art in this game just looks like it's been painted, and the characters are just fantastic. The combat is turn-based, but relying on the speed of characters in which they take their next action. There are a bunch of battles, but just like Nino Kuni, I never felt stressed. This game is constantly on sale and is a huge high recommend from me. So the last game on the list is PikuNiku. This game is a cheap surprise for me. The graphics are really simple and the game is a platform at its core. The game has good music and simple mechanics, and did I mention it's cheap? I mean like super cheap. You basically move your character around from area to area, finding secrets and working your way through the adventure. The music fits perfectly and the game has some charm. You can also take part in co-op mode if you ever want to mess around with a friend. There you go, guys. There's my list of 16 games on the Switch that involve finding your inner Zen. Please subscribe if you're new, and please like if you liked the video. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.